Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to episode 5 of Two Vegans Hanging Out. If you are new to the show or new to my channel, my name is Anastasia, and I am the owner of VegShe. Today I have a special guest, Savannah Pagnozzi, and she's the owner and founder of the Green Spoon Co., and she's here to tell us all about her vegan journey and her amazing company and her awesome new protein cookies. So Savannah, thank you so much for joining me today.
Hello, thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Absolutely. And I'm so glad you could be here. I think when we first met at the Vegan Women's Summit in LA earlier this year, my thought was like, I have to have Savannah on Two Vegans Hanging
Oh,
Out.
that is so sweet. Thank you.
So I'm glad we got the chance to make it work. I know we've been really busy. It's just been a crazy year. So,
Right.
if you want for us to get started, you can just tell us a little bit about yourself and your business and how long you've been a vegan.
Okay, yes. So I have been vegan for about 7.5 years now, and I've owned my company for a little over a year. So yeah, originally grew up in Arizona, and then I moved over to the beautiful Tampa, Florida in January of 2020 with absolutely no job, not knowing what to do. And
Wow.
then COVID hit, and it was just a little bit of a mess at first. And I was kind of known for vegan cooking. And so I was, just started doing it for some friends, and then it kind of caught on. And I was like, wait, maybe we have something here. So found a marketing team, spoke to them, got it all figured out, and officially launched an official company March of 2021.
Wow.
So my meal prep is only local to Tampa Bay.
Mhm.
And so I was really ready to be like, all right, let's do something a little bit bigger nationwide. You can hit more people, touch more people's lives. And so about 1 month ago, we launched our national protein cookies. So those ship nationwide, and we have 3 flavors right now: banana nut, double chocolate chip, and peanut butter chocolate chip.
Yum. That sounds amazing. Well, props to you for moving just before a pandemic started and then starting a business in the midst of it all. I think that's really awesome. And it seems like you're just doing super well and really enjoying your work. And I think having an opportunity to be an advocate for veganism through your job, I think that's really cool.
Yeah, thank you. No, it's super fun, and getting to talk to other vegans and hearing how passionate they are and their ideas, and getting to influence those people who are not or who have questions about it.
Awesome. I think that's amazing. So what inspired you to initially go vegan, and have your reasons kind of changed, or are they the same? Have you learned anything?
Okay, this is a good question. So kind of goes, well, initially, so I attempted to go to college for like a couple years. Me and college were not friends. And so one day when I decided to ditch class, I watched Cowspiracy.
Amazing.
And yeah, greatest decision of my life. And so I started learning more and more about it. And I was like, oh my goodness, like I need to go vegan. So I went full vegan. And, everybody is, basically vegan for 3 reasons: their health, the planet, and the animals.
Mhm.
And love all 3. Love the planet, but it always ranks 3rd for me. But I would say I flip-flop in between. At first, it was definitely the animals, and then sometimes my health ranks higher, but I always fully stay vegan because of the animals. So
Sure.
that's my really big reason for keeping myself vegan.
Awesome. Yeah, and it's funny you say that you were inspired by a documentary because I can't tell you how many people I've talked to who've had a similar experience.
Right?
It's crazy how that happens, and it's usually the same. I hear about the same like 4 or 5 documentaries that affected a person to make a change. It's interesting that it took me so long. So like I was vegetarian, and I watched Cowspiracy, and I watched What the Health and Forks Over Knives, and I was watching all these documentaries, but like I was still staying vegetarian. And
Right.
then I saw Earthlings with Joaquin Phoenix,
Okay.
and I went vegan immediately. I was like, oh my
Wow.
God.
like, okay, wait, what have I been doing?
It was so like I was so traumatized, but I was like, oh God, like it was just. And I had a friend who had encouraged me to see it, and I told him I was like, I don't know. I was like 5 minutes into the movie, I was like, I don't think I can watch this. This is super graphic, and I'm not squeamish, but it was like really graphic. And
Yeah.
he was like, no, I think this is like the information that you're missing. Like you should press on and watch it.
Like that. That was like, listen, just sit down, be quiet, and watch.
Just watch it, right? And
Yeah.
he'd been vegan a lot. He's been vegan a lot longer than me, and so I watched it, and then I immediately freaked out and was like, okay, let's throw out all the animal products. Like I was in that moment, I was done. But it is interesting how those films and which films affect people to make a change, because I had seen a lot of the more popular ones, and I was like, oh, this matters, but this is why I don't eat meat, right? But it didn't click for me until Earthlings. And I still think it's a really powerful tool, that film, because I think it really shows people what they're not seeing. But at the same time, I tend to warn people. I just like to warn people before they watch that one.
I don't warn anyone. I'm just like, sit down, be quiet.
Oh my gosh, have you seen Earthlings yet?
Yeah, it's like it's so bad. And then what's the other one that's so bad, but it's just on YouTube?
Oh, I don't know.
I can't remember it, but that one I had watched way into like my veganism. Like I tried to watch it only like a year ago.
Okay.
And I like had to turn it off. I was like, I already know this stuff. Like I don't need to remind myself.
Totally.
It was so bad. Yeah, I wish I could remember the name of it. I was like, I could only get like 10 minutes in.
Right. And I feel like, so now that I've been vegan for a few years, I don't like to see any of that graphic footage. I don't need to, because I already know. And so what I do now is, like, on social media, I follow accounts like PETA Kids, because their content is like wholesome but educational, right? And so it's not frightening.
Shared something about that, and I thought that was cute. I liked that.
Yeah, I know it seems, it's funny because it's definitely for kids, but I'm like, oh, this is a way I can share this information with other people without it being so triggering. Because I don't know if giving people, like, especially on a social media platform when they don't expect it, I don't know if frightening people is the approach that I like to personally take.
I agree with you. It's so hard to figure out, like, because everybody's moved by different things. Like, I would say Cowspiracy didn't move me to be like, I need to be vegan right now. It just kind of started the process, right? Sure. My biggest one, which is not nowhere to be found now, is called VegEducated. That's the one that really transformed it. It took 3 individuals and took all their blood work, everything, before going vegan. Then they went vegan for X amount of time. But during that time, they learned, they were taken to like an old slaughterhouse. They watched videos and, all these different things. And then, like, after, I don't know, maybe it was 2 months, and took their blood work, and everything changed on like, their blood, cholesterol, everything. So that's
incredible.
I'm not so much moved by emotion, more logic, but some people are moved by emotion, not.
Yeah, no, I understand that. And if your focus generally tends to be more about health, then it makes sense to me that those were the videos that spoke to you. I think it's interesting for most people, they choose to go vegan for one reason, and then the reasons evolve, or there are more reasons once they learn more. And you can't possibly participate in this lifestyle without knowing these things, or without eventually learning them. It's just sort of comes with the territory. So 100%. It's interesting to see that for different people, especially people who have been on this show. One person's reason, I think her episode will be the one after yours, but she was talking about how she was inspired by a car accident, actually. So it's kind of interesting, and you'll wait to see that one. Yeah, it was really weird. I was like, what? It totally had nothing to do with the 3 reasons we would usually expect. So it has been fascinating to learn about people's journeys.
Love that.
Yeah, very weird. So have you experienced any other changes or shifts in your lifestyle because you're vegan? For example, maybe in terms of like your cosmetic purchases, or do you focus on things that are cruelty-free now, or is that the same?
So funny that you said that, because I have like had some designer items for so many years now. And I literally just the other month or whatever, I told my boyfriend, I was like, I think I'm like finally, because sometimes it's like, it's a really nice item. Maybe just hang, some vegans, like if I had leather before, I'll keep it still, And so I just kept them. They're expensive items. And so I literally just loaded them in my car this morning, and I'm like,
oh my God,
go like sell them. You know what? I think it's time. And I don't ever use them. I have like my vegan leather, like Telfar purse and all that.
Sure.
So that's definitely been a huge change.
Hmm.
Not wanting to participate in, the Gucci, the Louis, the Chanel,
Right. Oh, that's
Um,
awesome. That was, I guess I had good timing for that question.
yeah, right. I literally was like, I'm gonna load this in before, so it's all ready to go afterwards.
Right. Awesome.
And so that would be like a big change. And then I feel like I'm just so much, and maybe it's just as I get older, or maybe this can be linked to veganism. I'm just so much more like understanding and empathetic towards people, like as far as just like life that they go through. I think being vegan just opens up your eyes to just like there's so much more that you don't see to
Yeah.
everything.
Hmm.
And so I just think my empathy and kindness and stuff has like just compassion definitely like skyrocketed when going vegan.
I think that's great. And I think that makes sense because I think compassion is at the heart of like all of this and the
Mhm.
decisions we make. And I don't think that people make lifestyle changes like this lightly. I think that it's
Right.
motivated by something and I think that that's really
Just gave me
cool.
chills what you
Yeah.
said when it was like they don't do it lightly. I'm like, oh, chills everywhere.
Yeah, it's a big thing for sure, but I've been able to reap the benefits of it as well. And so has my husband. He went vegan a while after I did. And no pressure from me though. He actually just really liked the food that I was cooking and he
That's
was like, I
good.
could do this. So it was really cool. And I think we both have seen like physical and emotional and spiritual benefits from it. So
Love
it's
that.
good for us. Yeah, I feel grateful. Okay, so back to the food because that's what you do for a living, and I know we both love food. Do you want
Yeah.
to tell us a favorite like go-to recipe that you like to make?
Oh, okay. So I'm Italian. My last name kind of gives it away. Aggressively Italian there. But um, some of the fan favorites I would say would be like our tofu teriyaki. I loved the stuffed shells that we do. Like we home make the
Yum.
ricotta that we put inside, and it's unreal. Um, and even like the mozzarella that I put on top's all homemade from
Nice.
cashews. I try and do it like least processed as possible.
Hmm.
Um, but I love I'm addicted to mushrooms. So like our mushroom
Oh,
stroganoff has my heart. And
okay.
then I just put out like a new recipe. Oh, I've got two that I love as well. Okay,
Okay.
so our chicken parm, we homemade the seitan and everything. So that's incredible.
Nice.
And then we just launched a new recipe that's on the menu this upcoming week, our tomato garlic pasta.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm dying.
You're
It's
making me
like that's all I'm
hungry.
gonna eat all week.
That sounds so good. I feel like now I have to like step up my regular go-to recipes because they're not as exciting as all that, but that
You're
sounds
like,
really good.
no, I get it. I get it. Yeah.
Awesome. And do you have a favorite? I know this is difficult, so you can pick more than one. Do you have a favorite vegan restaurant? And I know you've been traveling a lot, so maybe there's one in California or in Florida
Ooh,
or out of the country is fine too.
yeah, yeah. You're like literally anywhere. What's your
Anywhere.
favorite? I would say, I don't know, this one just comes to mind, like first and foremost for some reason, is
Mhm.
living in Arizona. There's one called Pomegranate Cafe, and
Okay.
it's in Phoenix. And it was such a good energy. The food is unreal. And it's just like, it's a little bit bigger than most vegan restaurants. Vegan restaurants are pretty small most of the time, I feel. And
Yeah,
this one was like a good size, lots of good energy. It was always busy, always a wait. So yeah, Pomegranate
that's so
Cafe.
cool. I'm gonna add that to my list because I'm in Phoenix a lot to visit family. And
Yes.
when I was out there last, I didn't even have time to go out to eat, so I ended up cooking like every meal. But I had a list of places I wanted to go, so I'm gonna add
Isn't that
Pomegranate
so
Cafe.
funny? Us vegans, we like go like, okay, we've got 10 a.m. we're going here. At 2 p.m. we've got
Right.
here, 4 p.m. for a snack.
Exactly. Yeah, I plan my itineraries now when I travel around where the vegan restaurants are located, and then I go from there. But I usually try to also get an Airbnb so I can do some cooking because it's sometimes for breakfast it's easier, like if you don't feel like searching for food. But yeah, my itineraries are solely based on a list of restaurant locations.
Love that.
So we do get a lot of people who watch two vegans hanging out who are curious about going vegan or plant-based. Do you have any advice for folks who maybe are at the start of this journey and don't know where to begin?
So, yeah, I would say I have two pieces of advice. One would be just know your why.
Okay.
If you don't have a why, it's kind of you're easier to fall off or, to have some cheat meals or anything like that. So really know your why and take some time to think about it, because it might be a deep buried thing. You might say, oh, it's this. And then as you think about it, it's actually deeper and deeper and deeper. So just figure out your big why. And then I would say just follow some like really simple, like fun vegan Instagram accounts, see
Okay.
their recipes and just try stuff. And, you might have to buy a few expensive items in the beginning, maybe, nutritional yeast isn't always the cheapest or whatever, but it lasts forever. So don't be afraid of those items.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect advice. Yeah. When I first discovered nutritional yeast, I was like, oh my God, what is this? And like, I put it on everything.
Seriously.
Everything, especially popcorn. I won't even eat, like, we have all these different seasonings for popcorn because we make it at home with like a hot air popper because we love
The
watching
best way
movies.
to make it.
It's the best.
The only way.
It's the only way, right? And so my husband's always like, do you want a different, seasoning today? And it's always absolutely not. I only want nooch, like, and I want tons of it. And then I want to lick it out of the bottom of the bowl because like I just love
my gosh,
having
I've not
popcorn.
tried it on popcorn before.
It's so good.
I'm gonna try it. Monday is 4th of July. I'm doing nothing but laying around because I've been so busy, and I'm gonna try that.
It's so good. And we buy this, I'm gonna have to figure out the name. It's a popcorn oil, but it's obviously it's vegan, but it's the kind that they use like at movie theaters and stuff. So it's that really good. It's like orange. I don't know how processed it is, and I'm not really worried about it. It's so good though. So I toss it with that first so that it's like oily, and then just cover it in nooch and then like toss it some more. And then if there's more nooch in the bottom of the bowl, I like kick it back. Like I really like a nooch.
Like I can't emphasize this point enough. I love it.
It's really dangerous, but I have found it's useful like making mac and cheese recipes and anything that needs like a cheesiness to it. It's kind of magical that way.
It's like in all of my pasta recipes.
Amazing. Yeah, I love it. That's so cool. Well, is there anything that you wanted to add or to share with the folks at home who are watching us or?
No, I would just say, I mean, I guess yes, but No, but I have something to say actually.
No, but yes.
I would just say, if you're interested in going vegan, if you want to go vegan, if, just try it out. There's the way you've always lived your life, whatever, the food you eat, the clothes, the makeup you buy, all that, it's always going to be there. It's not going away anytime soon. So if you want to just try something new, try it out, see how it is. Don't be afraid of that. You can always go back, but you can also always stay and find that it's like transformed your whole life. So just don't be afraid of the unknown and kind of embrace it.
Awesome. I think that's great advice. And do you want to tell everyone where they can find you in the Green Spoon Co. and they can place an order for your awesome protein cookies?
Yes. Okay. So Instagram, just Green Spoon Co.
Okay.
Online to order the cookies, just greenspoonco.com. And then if you have any questions, it's just Savannah, SAVANNAH greenspoonco.com.
Perfect. Amazing. And I will put all those links in the description so folks can find you and connect and ask you questions and try some of your amazing food, especially if they're in the Tampa Bay area, right, for the meal delivery. So that sounds great. Well, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for connecting and for spreading veganism through food and just spending the time with us today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so glad we kept in contact. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too. Have a good day. Take care.